All right, moment of truth. Welcome back to the channel, and today is something kind of special. If you watched the last video, we picked up Ian from college. He's only home for just a week, but if you guys have been following along most of the summer, he was helping me work on all kinds of stuff.
The imposter. I'm the real cameraman. No, it's me. Wait, what?
And Ian did that all summer for free. He didn't ask for any money or anything like that. And his car has been having issues. It's a Jeep Liberty, so that happens. So his mom and I decided to give him this. And if you guys remember the eBay JK, Ian helped me put the bumpers on, the rock sliders, the lift kit, the transfer case, pretty much everything on this thing, including the top. And we got a few more things we're gonna do to it before he takes it back up to the University of Wyoming. You ready?
Yeah.
You excited?
Oh yeah.
College made him hairy. Look at all this hair. It's everywhere.
I don't have money to get a haircut.
Well, at least you got a nice Jeep.
Yep.
So if you guys notice, this is a base model Jeep and it has a base model radio. One of the things we're gonna do here is get him a better radio. We actually got that off of eBay as well. And we're gonna add in a backup camera. So if you guys have never done that before, this is gonna be a good time to learn.
So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna turn on the key, toss these all into neutral, both the transmission and the transfer case there, and then we'll be able to go from there. Don't need to turn the ignition all the way on. Now that these are in neutral, it won't let me take the key all the way out, so I can only turn it back one notch, and then now it's gonna be beeping, so we gotta go disconnect the battery. All right, I got the hot and cold off. All you gotta do now is gotta touch the grounds to the hot, be able to get rid of, like, leak out any of that residual juice. Don't worry, you're not gonna look like Marv from Home Alone once you do this. It's perfectly safe. All right, now we're back inside the Jeep. You see we open the door, no beeping, no dash lights, no power. Man, it's dusty up here. For this top piece right here, we do have a little, there's just one screw up there. Unscrew that, take that off. This whole thing should be able to come off. There's a second screw. Got to take this bottom piece off. They just got two clamps right here and right here. Pull that out and then we'll be able to get to the screws underneath the middle console. All right, now I just got to take all four screws from all four corners out. They're all going to be 7mm. Now pulling these out, these just have a couple spots where you got to pop it out. Just kind of doing my own thing here, shoving it underneath and then slowly getting it off so I don't break any plastics, because if you're wanting to put in just a doubled in radio right here and keeping this plastic piece, of course you don't want to just break it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take off these vents too. So all they are is you just screw it to the right and then pull it out, and they should both pull out pretty easily, give you better access.
Just have to give it a little yank through that hole. Pull this side like this. There you go. Now you just got to unplug everything. So the trick to this plug, there's a little keeper here. You just pop that up. That locks it in. You can pull that out. Then these, you want to pull the actual screws out of here. So you got these Phillips head screws on all four sides. Just get those out. You'll be good. Oh yeah. Look at all those luscious locks.
You're just jealous.
Am I jealous? I always just say I outgrew my hairline.
You lost your hair when you were 18.
I was 6'5" before I was 18.
So was I.
One of the things that are going to help Ian out in the future is something that I do to every vehicle, because Wikipedia is almost never right. It never seems to add the oil that it takes, like in the oil filter or just the Venturis or whatever that's in the engine. So right here, I always put the size of the oil plug, whatever filter it takes, and then how many quarts it actually takes. This is the 3.8 V6. If you look online, it's probably gonna tell you it takes 5 quarts or 5.5 quarts, but really by the time you get everything filled up and running, it's about 6 quarts. And I might just go ahead and re-update it for him since he's taking it up to Wyoming. Clip right there to pick it. There you go. And there's a clip on the side of this one. And there's a clip on the side of this one. Right here. There you go. All right, and then the radio has the same 7mm screws right here and here in 4 places. So Ian will have to take that out. I am gonna take this piece so that we can change this parts out. Now, if you saw that pretty crusty radio that's in this thing, I want you to see this new one and how much bigger that screen is. It's kind of hard to tell, but you can see that if I were to line these up, how much taller that is to that, and the screen is actually quite a bit wider than this opening as well. It's gonna have a much better screen. We just gotta change the parts out. Thankfully, pretty straightforward with this stuff. Pretty straightforward here. Done. This piece just needs a little convincing this way. The other thing we got to pop off are these little brass clips. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop those off as well. We are gonna need these. Bink. All right, now it came with all these pieces here, so I went ahead and just plugged everything. You can't really mess that up because they're different size plugs for each port. And then it has 2 possible connections depending on what connection your Jeep is, so that if you have this style plug or this style plug, it fits it. This is your CAN bus decoder. And then over here is our camera. We have a USB plug and then a new GPS for this as well that I need to mount in here also. So we have this thing pretty much set up. I can set this in there. Now I need to go ahead and route the backup camera. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I am not sure where I wanna route it yet. All right. Lots of cordage. I believe I bought one that's long enough, or supposed to be long enough, for a Suburban. That way, hopefully it's more than long enough for a Jeep Wrangler. Would like to go through the same plug here and work our way across and go through here and chase this same wire. So I'll start by doubling down on that. I decided to try this since we're doing the eBay JK, is an eBay DeWalt with an eBay battery, and see how it works. So we need to feed this in here. Means I need to pull this rubber cap out, see if I can add to it. I think I can. I think what I'm gonna do here is I went into my little O-ring kits and I found one that I can just drill a little hole below it. I pulled it out to make sure there's nothing gonna be there. And in that way we can go ahead and wire this in directly below it and it'll be a nice tight seal. And we'll see if these work on here okay. The world's smallest Allens. Yeah. This doesn't stay in there very good, but hopefully once I tighten the wheel back on, it'll be there good. Alright. Zip tie that right there. These can sit in here just like that. Perfect. Now we can snap this back in. This piece just pops out like that. This has got a cover that snaps in like this and down. So once I get this, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out so that I can fish it through the same sleeve, and then we will put it all back together and I can cover it all back up. Nobody will ever know it was there. Beautiful. I took my body clip tool, popped this out, then I took a flathead and pushed it in the zip tie to open the zip tie up enough to slide it back, and then pulled the tape off here now where I can put this in the sleeve. So that's what I'm going to do now, is put this in the sleeve so that we can keep moving forward. It's going to be a tight fit, but we'll get it. I can pull the carpet out too, that's going to help a bunch. There we go. All right, 3 15mm nuts. We can get the subwoofer out of the way. It's gonna make it a lot easier to work with that. There we go. Same trick here. We just pull the keeper back. We can push down on the zip tie part and it allows it to become loose. All right, so we got everything fed across the tailgate up to here. This wire right here is attached with these. This is the power from the reverse light. So we need to go hot to red, obviously, ground to black. The way this works on this 2009 Jeep Wrangler is the black
is the ground, and this white with the gray stripe is the power to the reverse lights. So all I need to do is throw some inline connectors on here, and we'll tie the black to black and the red to the white and gray one right there. So what I'm going to use here is this style, and that way I can still disconnect this if I ever need to work on these lines or take this off and put a different camera in or whatever. I can disconnect parts and make things work without having to cut wires or loosen wires. These can just stay in here forever. I just need to plug in new ones. All right, we got it plugged in, hooked up, zip tied out of the way. We can push this back and start feeding this line. We'll just stay with this line and feed it right on up to the front. We are just following the wire right on through. I'm going to try to feed it right through that without having to take that panel off. So I use my body clip puller, pulled just these two Christmas trees out. That way we can get to this wire from in here. And then this one's just held in with one here, and then you just yank and pull this whole panel off. So it's pretty easy to come off. Now I can follow these wires right on up and into the dash. Got this thing fed all the way up through here. I took the glove box out. It just pushes in and pops right out. And then this is how much wire we have left over. So I zip tied it up. That way it can hide back here and we can still plug in our cord.
One of the things I forgot to do is that this Jeep didn't come with a backup camera. So this is an X model. If it had a backup camera or had the ability to have a backup camera like any model other than the X model, then you would have a reverse power wire up here in the dash when you kick on reverse. Because we don't, you have to come down here and grab that same white wire with the gray strip is your reverse wire. So now I gotta run a wire back up through here and up to this wire right here. That way it lets the thing know, hey, I'm in reverse, and then it kicks the lens on there, and the plugs that are over there, when that kicks on, that says, hey, I'm in reverse, that kicks the camera on. So we have both running, then this thing should actually have a backup camera. Okay, so I rerouted it up, tied it across the top of the glove box, and fed it in right here. Here's our wire, so perfect. All right, so we have our reverse camera with the power hooked up to reverse. Now you just have to have a power and a ground, an accessory power. If you look here on this, your accessory power is on the left, your ground is a black wire on the right. This is a yellow red. Pretty simple. Now we can plug everything in, cross our fingers that it works. All right, so we got the camera plugged in, all the pieces are plugged in. The only thing I don't have left is the GPS, and I'm gonna use its double-sided tape and stick it to the bottom of this before we screw it back in, and then that way it has a nice solid place to sit. Easy enough. All right, moment of truth. Let's find out. We got two problems. We do have a backup camera. This thing that says up is upside down. So up is down on this. So I need to flip this over, and then our camera will be aimed in the right direction. Then I gotta play with these reverse lights and find out why they are staying on. My guess is because I'm wired up to the switch. I'm gonna unplug one at a time and see what does what. All I did was disconnect that power wire, the accessory power wire, and the reverse lights turned off. With the camera flipped, we have a backup camera, and we're good. All right, radio's in. Next thing we need to do is fix this exhaust lead. We've tightened up the header bolts multiple times. I think it might actually be the collector down here at the exhaust. So I'm gonna try to tighten that up and we'll see what it does. Okay, start it up. Well, it's better than it was. Now, because this Jeep is the X model, it doesn't have heated seats, and Ian's taking it up into Wyoming. It's winter, it's cold. We got him some heated seat covers. He's getting those in now, so he can have a warm tushy. All right, it's a new day. Ian got to play with his radio last night, go driving around, but we had church this morning, and now I want to change his oil. He's actually packing, because he's got to head back up to Wyoming. Went to O'Reilly's, got a few parts and pieces, and now we can do a quick oil change. Fortunately, I have all that. Bam. One of the things I like to do when I do my own oil changes is put the mileage on the filter when I changed it. Unfortunately, I've ran into this a few times where Shanna's taken a vehicle in, had the oil changed, and they didn't even change the filter. So I'm like, what did you guys charge me for? Because I have my own writing on it. Anyway, that's one of the things I do. Maybe you do it too. I don't know. Well, it was quick, it was short, but Ian has to take off back to Wyoming. It's good seeing him. I hope he's happy with his new Jeep. He worked so hard for it this summer. Are you happy?
Very.
I appreciate you guys watching. Hope to see you next time. Bye.
Please make sure to like and subscribe. Love you.
Love you too.